Amor Adar o tswaletse Zimbabwe ke batswadi ba tswang Malawi bohareng ba Afrika.
My name is Amor Adar, born 100 years, or let me say 100 years less, or less than 100 years ago in Zimbabwe. And I was born of Central African parents. My mom and dad came from Malawi, but I was born in Zimbabwe, and so I'm a Zimbabwean Malawian, and I'm a musician.
O qadile ho bina a le monyenyane haholo dilemong. Ha se a le dilemo tse 12 a nka karolo ho Malipenga dance groups.
They're doing Malipenga, which is a Central African way of like drums and music, singing and dance. So to be maybe about a group of 20, 25, 30 people, and then I was one of the youngest toddlers actually in the whole setup. So that's how I started my early years being a musician.
Malipenga ile ya nka leeto mahareng a Afrika ditulong tse tshwanang le bo Malawi, ba bina, ba dansa, ba thabisa batho.
I started off as a gospel artist, and when I came into South Africa, I had met it was Teponzi Mande, popularly known for producing Lundi. So when he heard my music and he said, he asked me, why can't you like go this direction, and you know you're good in gospel, but why don't you do something like this, which was a fusion of like some Central and East African music. And because of my American contemporary background as well, like in terms of music, so it was easy for me to start fusing. So around about 2001 I started fusing the elements of jazz and of African music. So basically, that's how the whole thing started, and it's been working wonders. Not deep jazz, but
ile anka qeto ya ho kopanya mmino wa jazz le dibini tse ding tsa mona Afrika. Yena le dibini tsena ba ile ba nka qeto ya ho qala sehlopha se bitswang Sahara.
I was doing a lot of like band work with some guys, and then later on when I decided, okay, let me go a little bit deeper into the whole thing, I formed a group with one guy from Cape Town, Paulston, and one guy from Nigeria, Femi, and we came up with a group, and that group was named Sahara.
Sahara ile ya ba lebitso le tsebalang haholo mminong wa Afrika. Ka selemo sa 2005, Amor o ile a ba e mong ya binang staging ho lokisetsa sebini se tsebahalang haholo John Legend.
So that's how we got to open. I might also add that it was one of the few times, the first time that John Legend was into our country, and he was good, but not as good as he is now. So that time, it was like also his introduction to the whole music industry. That was 2005, which was an awesome experience because he was awesome on stage. I like to think he's far much better now than he was then.
Ha ka fella mo o ile a tswela pele a kopanela stage le sebini se seholo sa mehleng sa America se binang mmino wa R&B. Jeffrey Osborne.
It was at the 2005 Standard Bank Joy of Jazz in Johannesburg. So first of all, we met backstage, and it was a simple thing where just it was a chat and this from this to that and what, and then so when you went back on stage, in fact when you went to perform on stage, and then he was asking some locals to join him on stage. So, but because I was with him backstage, it was easy for him to to pinpoint me and say, okay, listen, come we share stage. And I did that, and which was an awesome experience, because you know what, it was good for me to perform for all my local audiences. For me to be in that kind of an environment where you had attracted people from all over the world to this Standard of Jazz, and to start singing with an icon like Jeffrey Osborne, and then people like, shouting your ears off because you're singing and they're impressed with what you're doing. Yeah, that was beautiful, man. It was beautiful.
Ka selemo sa dikete tse pedi tse nang le metso e supile, Amor o ile a sebetsa le the 2 times Grammy Award winning Soweto Gospel Choir.
Shewane, oh Shewani, oh Soweto Gospel Choir. Shewane.
Adar o ile a tsamaya lefatshe a etela ditulong tse ngata tse tshwanang le bo Amsterdam, Spain, Laguna, Paris le Caribbean Island ho tse ding tse ngata.
South Africa,
Amor o etetse ditulong tse ngata le Soweto Gospel Choir tse tshwanang le bo Hong Kong, Sweden le Martinique.
I don't even know. We are now from Sweden to here Martinique.
Yeah.
Nda makute ve.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, tata ke kumthenga uthatha ni.
Yeah, fela ndikute ngade.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, let's see what.
Let them do what they want.
Ka selemo sa dikete tse pedi tse nang le metso e robedi, Soweto Gospel Choir ile ya menywa ho hlahella ho British soapie Wild at Heart. Adar o ile a tswela pele ho phela bophelo ba barui le ba tummeng, empa o ile a qetella a nkile qeto ya ho arohana le Soweto Gospel Choir.
There comes a time in your life when you have to make what we call a men's decision. Being with the choir was awesome. It was beautiful. But it was someone else's brand, you know. It wasn't me. I was doing what I was told. But in life, you gotta be able to recognize a calling and just a talent. And I believe that music to me is a calling. So I had to step aside from the big occasions with the choir, the traveling and everything, to focus on what I believed was a call in my life to pursue what I'm pursuing. And also I realized that, you know what, I was making as much money doing my things myself, you know, because you're also in it for the money, you know. It is a calling, but you gotta feed the children, you gotta pay rent, you gotta, you know. Now I realized that I was actually earning just as much being by myself. So I thought, you know what, instead of cutting myself into two, why not focus into just one single thing, that is being me, Amor, Adar.
Makambo lobi makambo na lebie lobi tumba lobi ko sana ina bae na boy ko baby sa Sotho na mazanga na lebie.
Jwale o se a bina ditulong tse ngata lefatsheng.
Amongst the many venues that I've performed in, there's been one regular place, Mirozak, which is one of the most affluent suburbs in the whole of South Africa. And I've been privileged to be performing there for years. So the idea basically is performing to different types of crowds, whether it's Caucasian, Asian, African. So yeah, it has been an awesome experience, and one thing that I've loved is that they allowed me to be myself. I was doing African music, and it's one of the few venues where I could fully express myself. Yeah, so play your Central African rhythms and everything, and fuse them with Southern Africa, East African, even sometimes West African. And the audiences were always welcome and fabulous, you know. Yeah.
Eli Amor Adar, re a leboha haholo hore o be teng mona lenaneng la rona. Re o lakaletsa tsohle tse ntle tse molemo mosebetsing wa hao.
Papolinga na pakolaka Sotho eko masembe sembe Woko bete kana zoka Lobi na za malali ya kanse Lobi tango na kupola yo kiminga yo Mayo na lebie Mayo na bae Mayo na lebie Somba beto na bae Memba bilabana lebie